Okay, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to do filter buttons for a Wix code table. So here we have our table and our database, which we've passionately named My Collection, and a whole bunch of buttons, which for our database you'll see we have our titles and then all the tags that we will be filtering by. And yeah, they match the button. So first let's connect our table to the database. My Collection column should automatically be connected, but just double check. And then the next thing we are going to need to do is create property IDs for each button, just so they're a little easier to read in the code. And it will also help, it will help make it more identifiable. So after that we will need to call upon the Wix API so we can use the Wix API in our code. So we will do that by copy and pasting Wix data from Wix data, and that'll let us use the Wix data API. And so let's do our first button, which we'll do Kiwi. So filter to Kiwi. Here we're just making it easier to identify in the code. Kind of sticks out a little bit in that green text, and then we're going to create our event ID, our on-click event in our properties, and I want when we click the button for it to say filtering items to Kiwi in the console. Next we're going to call upon the Wix API and our dataset, which we have named My Collection. So there we go. And then we're going to go set filter, and this is the Wix data API we're calling upon. So we got set filter and then Wix data.filter, and then we're going to do a contains. So the property name we can find either in our dataset or by clicking on the table. So here we right-clicked our field, and then the field key is our property name. And then we can also click our table and manage table, and the field will be right there. So we need tags, and we are going to be searching for the string Kiwi. Simple, right? Super simple. Actually, we don't need that semicolon right there. Alright, and now we're going to do our error code. So that whenever we click, if there's any error in our code, it will show up in the console in an easy to read way that we've identified ourselves. Okay, and that's that. That's all you need. Don't forget semicolon. Oh, event is never used, so we can just get rid of that. Oh wait, we'll get rid of that little error. And then here we go. We have all our items, and if we click Kiwi, it shows us everything Kiwi. Alright, let's do that for our next button. We'll do filter to Apple. We click on Apple, and we create our on-click event. And it pops up there. Let's get rid of event because we don't need that, and we're just going to copy and paste our previous button code. Boop. And then we're going to change Kiwi to Apple. Voila. Done. Alright, and let's do that for the rest, and I'll do that really quick, speed up the time here, and we'll just replace banana. Next is orange. Next, we've already done melon, or kiwi, so we'll do melon. As you can see, when you click to create your event property, it just goes melon button underscore click. I like on click. You don't have to change it, but I do. And when you're typing in your search, your string, you can either put uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't really matter. I like uppercase just because when I'm scanning through my code, it's a lot easier for me to find. Alright, so there we go, and so here we have all our items, and when we click, it filters. But there's one problem. How do we get back to that full list? And actually, I kind of want them filtered too, to be in the right order. So title 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do that by clicking collection. So there, we're going to click collection and go to sort, and we're going to choose our field that we want to filter. We're going to do date created, and we're going to go old to new, just because that way it'll be title 1, 2, 3, 4 in numerical order. And we're going to create a button, and we're going to make an on-click clear filter button. So this one's a little bit different. We've created our event, and we're going to do our console log for when we click it, attempting to clear filters, and then this is the code that will clear our filter. Don't forget your quotations. Oh, sorry, don't need that right now. Set filter, Wix, data filter, and then we're going to leave that blank. We're not going to put any contains, and that way that resets it to the default dataset filter. And we're going to go then, and once we click it and once it's filtered, I want it to tell us that we have filtered the dataset back to normal. So we're going to go console log and specify that text, which dataset filters have been cleared. Voila. And now we'll just add some error code. Copy paste that. Oh, we have an unnecessary semicolon there, and let's preview. So everything is now in order, titles, and when we click, it filters, and when we click our reset filter, it goes back to normal. Voila!